Are you looking for a job in Latvia? If yes, then that's the right video to watch. If you're really struggling and don't know where to start, I've been in your shoes, so I'm here to help you. First, it really could seem that looking for a job in Latvia is a quite challenging thing to do. However, as it turned out, after my personal experience, I could say that it's not that difficult, and if it seems to you that it's impossible to find a job in Latvia, I will prove you wrong. If you haven't watched the video where I talk about what languages you have to speak in order to be able to work in Latvia, please do so. The first thing, if you're a foreigner in Latvia, that can be challenging for you is of course a language barrier, because if you, for example, a foreign student here, obviously you speak English, but there are some other languages which are mandatory if you want to work here. In that languages video, I also share my experience of working in Latvia. Basically, all of my jobs, they were not connected anyhow with Latvian language, and I still work in Latvia without using Latvian language. But the important thing to remember here is that if you're looking for a part-time job and this part-time job is somehow connected with communicating with clients, like local clients directly, that can be a problem because, for example, if you work as a waiter, waitress, or I don't know, a salesperson, you have a direct contact with the customers who mostly speak Latvian or Russian. And in this case, the knowledge of those two languages, it's mandatory, but there are plenty of other positions which do not really require the knowledge of Latvian or Russian. However, in order to to be sure that you're going to find a job, of course, you need to learn Latvian. And if you have this opportunity at the university, if you're a student, so do so, because anyway, you will need to speak Latvian to live here. First of all, I would like to start with the professions that are in demand here. Those are obviously managers, but not the managers you can think of, like a manager who sells something, but mostly a manager, a person who can manage a company, who can be a chief of the company. If you're a student, maybe that's not your case, but if you're not a student but thinking about moving to Latvia and looking for a job here, so think about it, because I see really many posts about it. Then obviously IT specialists. So if you're studying on the IT faculty, congratulations, you will easily find a job because there are plenty of positions that require IT specialists. Then, of course, engineers, underwriters, and financiers. Those are the most popular positions in bigger cities. If you plan to live in a tourist city, of course, there will be tons of positions that are looking for waiters, cooks, and the last one is administrator. I think this position is popular in all the countries, and Latvia is not the exception. So, yep, those were the most popular work positions here. However, if you specialize in different field, I'm sure that you could also find something there. Where to look for a job? I think this is the most frequent question. I've been asked this question a lot of times. I got messages from you guys and from my other followers on a different YouTube channel. I'm finally sharing this information so that I do not have to answer everybody's messages. Just watch this video and you will get everything. So you can check out the following websites: cv.lv, cvmarket.lv, yeah, they're very creative, ss.lv, visidarbi.lv. So cv.lv, cvmarket.lv, those are not like fully Latvian websites, but yeah, they are really great sources if you, for example, looking for a job in an international company. I think talk about ss.lv, it's not fully looking for a job website, because this is like a universal platform where you can sell something and you can also post work positions there as an employer, and you can look for a job as an employee there. So you can post, for example, I can translate texts, I do this and that. You can put your price, for example, and people can reach out to you. So this platform is really good. It's a bit old-fashioned if we are talking about interface, but it's really effective because I think everybody in Latvia uses it. Visidarbi is translated like all jobs, so I think it's a fully Latvian website, but the thing is that most of the jobs descriptions are written there in Latvian, so use translator to understand everything. Another place where you can look for a job is newspapers. So maybe for some countries it's not obvious, but in Latvia I think newspapers are still an effective way to look for a job, and you can use some national papers, for example Baltic Times or DNS Business, as well as some local newspapers. So if you, for example, live in Riga, just, I don't know, go to a random store and look for a newspaper, you can see what local newspapers they sell. And if you live in another city, just follow the same scheme. And there are really many people who post job positions there, and you can also check out the website, because I think almost every newspaper here has a website. For example, for me in Ventspils, we have this Ventspils, and this newspaper has a website, and there is a special section where you can look for a job. Another thing on the internet which you can use is a Facebook group. So each city has their Facebook group, and you can actually look for job positions there, or you can as well post what you can do and what job you're looking for. If you look for a job, you're obliged to register on LinkedIn. I've been working for more than 5 years now. I'm in the university, but I've been also working for 5 years, and I haven't been registered on LinkedIn because I thought that, okay, I don't need that. But I think in the beginning of this year I was like, okay, I need to register. I registered, and there are so many job positions. So it's like, you have a CV there, you have a description of your profile, and everyone can reach out and check the CV. So it's not only for you looking for a job, but for employer to look for an employee. So for example, I live in Ventspils. It's a Latvian city. It's like a very small Latvian city, only like 30,000 people living here, or even less. And even in this small city, I get many work positions, like notifications about available work positions every week. Like, I was really surprised. So use LinkedIn and make the settings so that you get the notifications about the positions in the city where you live or where you plan to live, and I'm sure you will find your employer. And the final thing, which really has many benefits, is to register at the state employment agency. I will leave all the links in the description below so that you can check them out after you finish watching this video. And please don't forget to like this video and to subscribe if you want to know more about Latvia and other countries I've lived and studied in. This state employed agency, if you register there, well, according to your qualifications or your skills, they look for positions for you. And they also offer, if I'm not mistaken, correct me in the comments below if I'm mistaken, they offer free Latvian courses. So if you're not a student, because usually students, they have an opportunity to learn Latvian at the university for free. No, it's included in the price if you pay for your studies. And if you are not a student, then you can register there. You can attend those Latvian classes. Even in a half of a year, you'll be able to apply for more jobs because you will have at least the basic knowledge of Latvian. To talk about average salary, maybe you are also interested how much money you can actually earn working in Latvia. To talk about big cities, obviously most salaries are higher than 1,000 euros, but before taxes, unfortunately. Average salary here is between 1,000 up to 1,500 euros, but again, after the taxes, you will get around like 1,000 something, and like less than 1,000. The lowest salary you can get is 500 euros, again before taxes, so after taxes not really a lot. The taxes here are around 20-23%, and I think it can be up to 30, but it's a different question. I'm not an expert, so I will not comment more on this part. Can you find a job without speaking Latvian and Russian? The answer is yes. For example, I worked as a kindergarten teacher of English, and I only used English in my work. However, it requires a special contract, so if you want to know more, please watch this video. But again, you can find an international company, you can look for internships, and I think with the knowledge of English and some extra skills, obviously, you'll be able to find a job here and to succeed. So don't give up. Don't listen to people who say that it's impossible to find jobs in Latvia. It's possible. Yeah, if you're a foreigner, it's more difficult, but nothing is easy now, I think. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you're going to live in Latvia and look for a job. Yeah, I would be happy to listen to your story, and yes, say if it was useful for you, the information I've shared. See you in the next video. Bye bye.